Aquarius. This is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your total solar eclipse reading for August 21st, 2017. Let me get my apologies out of the way. I apologize for the lighting. It's dark and the possible noise interference from the fan. Sorry about that. The other thing is, if you are somebody who has tuned into my channel before, you may or may not know that I've been MIA for the past couple of months. But I just had to step back, examine and observe. And so now I'm back with these, starting with the solar eclipse readings and then be working my way into the regular readings. Okay, so Aquarius, you probably already know, if you're watching this video, that we are having a total solar eclipse in Leo. And it's all the rage right now. This eclipse is going to be happening. Well, before I address that, let me just say that this is a little spread I found on the internet, a little solar eclipse spread. And I wanted to try it. 3 cards, which I love. Easy is still packed with information. This spread is going to tell us what's going away, what's being eclipsed out of our lives, what is the new beginning, what's coming in, and what we can do or use to prepare for these new changes, new beginnings. So, Aquarius, this eclipse is happening in your 7th house of one-on-one, usually contractual relationships. Not always contractual, but they can be. This is the house where you get married, you have a business partner. But this could also be the house of, simply your boyfriend or spouse, somebody that you deal with. But, contracts can come up here. Okay? So, this eclipse is happening in that 7th house, one-on-one relationships. It's happening at, did I say this already? 28th, 29th degree of Leo? Okay. Yeah, I'm fuzzy now. I've been doing these back to back. So anyway, that's happening. So let's see what we got. What is being eclipsed out of the life? What's going away? Okay. We have got the Lover's card reversed. Ooh. What is that if it isn't a one-on-one relationship? How about that? This card is ruled by Gemini. At the time of the eclipse, Gemini's ruling planet, Mercury, will be retrograde. Okay? So, probably something going on with information. But anyway, so what's being eclipsed out of the life is a connection, a relationship. The Lover's card, a major arcana. What's coming in is the Page of Swords. Make sure that's the page. Yeah, the Page of Swords. And what you can do or use to prepare for this Page of Swords coming in is the 2 of Swords. All right, so this is about information. And unfortunately, You know, like I said before, when this eclipse happens, Mercury will be in retrograde. Mercury rules communication. So, you know, communications, especially in relationships, break down. With you, this is your one-on-one relationships. Swords also contracts would be a sword thing. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is the breakdown of a relationship that you are contractually obligated to, at least at this time. So, with this being eclipsed out of your life, the Lover's card reversed, I gotta say, because it's reversed, if there some sort of separation, this goes away, this relationship, there are probably going to be some hard feelings. While the seventh house of relationships is about relationship, it's also about open enemies. So this is where friends turn into foes. Okay? This is where the person that loved you and you loved them, now you're fighting to the death. Open enemies now. The same house that you came together in is the same house that you now are enemies in. And unfortunately, we see that happen in relationships all the time, relationships of any kind. And it gets more complicated when there are contracts, when somebody has signed on the dotted line or something. So, this is going away. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that it might not have the potential to get messy. The communications here have broken down. So what's coming in is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, you know, he or she can be a breath of fresh air. It could be about new information, bright ideas, fresh perspective. So, one thing could be, as this gets eclipsed out of your life, now, Aquarius, you could have the opportunity for fresh perspective. This card is a sword card, and it could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So this very well could be you. You could be at this stage once this is eclipsed, or as it's in the process. Fresh perspective, bright ideas, new information. Now this could also be you getting some information from somebody. Whether somebody verbally speaks this to you, or this could be information that you receive in the form of, like, if there's some relationship breakdowns, some contractual relationships, you know, this information could come, unfortunately, in the form of a summons, court documents, you know, legal documents, things of that nature. So Aquarius, yeah, you know, you're already having some problems in your relationship. somebody could be getting some papers pretty soon with this eclipse. And I'm sorry to say that, and it doesn't have to be that extreme, but you know, eclipses are extreme. Nobody said that this was going to be easy. So I can't even sugarcoat that for you. It could very well be court docs. So that's what's coming. Or, you know, like I said, a fresh perspective, new information. You know, once this is gone, this whole misunderstanding, which unfortunately sometimes people get into relationships based on misinformation. They don't know the full story or the true story. And while you're all hugged up together like that, oh, it's all beautiful, it's all good, and you never see what's really real. So, you know, as I was saying, you know, with this gone, this could certainly be fresh perspective. Seeing things logically now. Now, the other thing is, I just thought of this. While Mercury is in retrograde, if you've had some issues with contracts, you know, or written agreements, verbal agreements or something like that, that have broken down, Mercury retrograde is a good time to go back and fix that. Yeah, the other side of that is, you know, painful as it might be, it's a good time to go back and fix any communications. Written documents, contracts, that's what Mercury is about. And since it's retrograding, it's giving you an opportunity to go back and rethink. You know, maybe to straighten out some messy communications. So that could mean then that maybe not the relationship is gone, but this phase of the relationship, the messy communications, the inability to come together and make a solid decision. The retrograde can actually allow you to go back and fix those things with fresh perspective, new information. So yeah, I just saw that, and I hadn't included any of the other planetary aspects in the other readings. I was focused solely on solar reading, on the solar eclipse, but I had to say that because the eclipse can actually help you go back and salvage this, fix it, or it's just going to end it all together and that's gone. Okay, so what you can do to help prepare for this change that's coming up, or this new information that's about to come in, or this fresh perspective, or whatever it is, you can take the blinders off Aquarius and make a decision. She's got on blinders here. Caught between two ways of thinking, caught between maybe two different people's ideas and opinions. It's a tough decision to have to make, but Aquarius, you've done this before. And if anybody has the ability to think outside the box and gain fresh perspective, it's you, Aquarius. You're the ultimate nonconformist. Even though you are originally ruled by Saturn, Aquarius, which follows the rules and it puts out these blockages and obstacles and makes you responsible, and all of that stuff. Your modern ruler is Uranus, who is just off the chain. Anything could happen. Anybody can get it. So you've got both of those going on. And maybe that's what you are in between right now. Your traditional energy of structure and responsibility and work and all of that stuff, or your modern energy of anything could happen. It's my contract, I would bail if I want to, or whatever. I understand. But the eclipse, once the eclipse has completed and the sun shines again, you can take those blinders off and make a choice. And that is what's going to help you prepare for what's going on with this eclipse. This is a Moon and Libra card, so Libra is about relationships. It's about balance, fairness, and diplomacy. But Libra has a very difficult time making a decision. And the moon is involved, so emotions. That makes it even more difficult. That makes it harder to make a decision because you're emotionally invested. But you got to bring elements of the unknown into this in order to make the best decision. Aquarius, you have the tendency to think facts and figures. While your ideas may be ahead of their time, they generally don't include use of intuition or, otherworldly stuff. I bring that up because this card is a 2, and the major arcana is the number 2 major arcana is the High Priestess. And she's about secret knowledge. Joining the light and the dark and bringing together the best of both worlds. A lot of times she knows, but she won't tell. And that could leave you stuck. But it's because you only want to use logic, strategy, something that you can write down on a piece of paper and add up or subtract, whatever. Data. Look at what you've been refusing to look at by taking the blinders off. And that's going to happen once the sun becomes visible again. This eclipse is very symbolic of that fresh perspective, or that light being hidden. But once that eclipse is completed and your world is shook up, or whatever the hell is going to happen, you can see clearly. You can take the blinders off and make a decision. A fair, balanced, diplomatic decision. So, like I said, for some of you, this could certainly be about the ending of a relationship. It's going to be eclipsed out of your life. And for others of you, this is going to be an opportunity to eclipse an aspect of a relationship based on new information and good decision making. Making your next move your best move. Okay? So I want to wish you the best of luck, Aquarius, with this eclipse. And I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.